Ballerina Dreams. Chapter 1. The Ballerina. It's a chilly night in December. I stand backstage wearing leg warmers and a sweatshirt, but I'm still shivering. 5 minutes, Mitchell, I hear. It's time for me to dance. I stretch my legs and point my toes to get them ready. I check my tiara to make sure it's not loose. The fluff on my pink tutu and the knots in my point shoe ribbons are tied nice and tight. I won't want them to slip off during the performance. I peek through the stage curtains and see the eager faces of the audience. They are waiting for the ballerina to appear. The music begins, and my heart beats fast with excitement. I fly onto the stage. I'm a ballerina. Chapter 2. The Orphan Girl. Long before I became a ballerina, I was an orphan in Sierra Leone, a country in Western Africa. My parents died during the ongoing war. I was sent to an orphanage where children without parents live. There were 27 children in the orphanage, but I was the only one with a condition called vitiligo. The vitiligo made some of my skin lose its color and have white spots on my brown skin. Some of the other children laughed at my spots. They called me names, and I often felt sad. One girl never laughed at me. Her name was Mia, and she became my best friend. We shared a grass mat to sleep on at bedtimes. We shared our rides at meal times. Mia sang to me and told me stories. I taught Mia how to play new games. Sometimes I would miss my parents very much, but I would not cry for the other children. Instead, I would sit at the orphanage gate alone and let my tears flow. One windy day, a magazine blew down the road in front of the gate. I reached out and caught it. A pretty picture in a woman was on the front cover of the magazine. She wore a short pink dress and stuck out around her in a circle. She had pink shoes on her feet and stood on the tips of her toes. She looked very happy. I want to be happy and beautiful like you someday, I said to the woman in the picture as I whisked away my tears. I showed the picture to Mia and then I folded in it and hid it in my clothes. I didn't want anybody to take it away from me. The next day, I showed my teacher the picture. Who is this woman? What is she doing? Why is she wearing his strange pink clothes? I asked Teacher Sarah. This woman is a famous ballerina. She's wearing a tutu and point shoes because she is dancing ballet. Teacher Sarah explained. Do you think I can be a ballerina like her someday? I asked. You can become a ballerina too, if you take lessons for many years, if you work hard, and if you practice every day. Whoa, so many ifs. If I can't take lessons, I will work hard. I will practice every day, I exclaimed. I want to become a ballerina. Chapter 3. Getting adopted. One night, Papa Andrew, the director of the orphanage, told all of us it's time to leave Sierra Leone. We must go to a country where there is no war. There you will meet the families who will adopt you and take you in live in America. We will travel on foot with Papa Andrew. Walking over the mountains and through the jungle at night, the sound of the jungle terrified us. We slept close together, trembling with fear. Mia sang to me to help me feel better, and I played hand-clapping games with her. Finally, we reached safely at Papa Andrew took us to meet our new mothers and fathers. I held Mia's hand. My knees began to shake, and my heart began to pound. What if I never see Mia again? I worried that my new parents won't like my spots. I worried that they would not let me dance ballet. A woman with hair the color of daisies opened her arms and hugged Mia. I was happy that Mia had a new mother, but I felt sad that wouldn't live together anymore. But then the lady pulled me into her arms too. Mia and I were going to live together. This woman was our new mama. My best friend and I would be sisters. Then I did cry. I cried tears of joy. Our new mama has a lot of presents for my sister and me. Mia loves the sneakers with lights on the bottom. I searched through my mother's bags, but I could not find pink shoes for dancing ballet. My mother wanted to know what I was looking for. I could not remember the English words that teacher Sarah had taught me. Instead, I showed my mother the picture of the ballerina, and I danced around on my toes. My mama understood. She knelt down and said to me, "In America, you will dance ballet." Chapter 4, My New Life. In America, we had food, warm clothes, and lots of love. Mia and I went to many fun places with our parents and our new brothers. One day, Mama took us to a store. There, I found a video with ballerinas on the box. "Mama," I called out with excitement, "I found a ballet movie!" The movie was The Nutcracker, performed by the New York City Ballet. Mama brought it. That night, Mia and I watched the video until we fell asleep. In the morning, we woke up and watched it again. We tried to copy the dancers. I loved to pretend what the sugar plum fairy. I dreamed of the day I would be dancing on stage in a real nutcracker. Soon I would know enough English to take ballet lessons. Chapter 5, Ballet Lessons. "Wake up, Michelle. Wake up, Mia. Today's the day of your first ballet lesson," Mama called on Saturday afternoon. My eyes popped open and I leaped out of bed. In ballet class, my teacher explained to the students that all ballet words are French. She said, "That is because the first professional ballet company, the Paris Opera Ballet, was started in France more than 350 years ago. At the beginning of every class, we lined up and held the bar. Next, we learned how to stand in the 5 positions of ballet. Then we practiced how to hold our arms. This is called port the breath, which means position of the arms. Our teacher explained. The teacher showed us how to tendo, which means stretched in French. I watched her carefully. When we stood in fifth position, I did too. Stretch your legs and point your toes, she said as we put out our right legs. Next, we stepped onto our right foot. I did too. I looked down in surprise. I had tended from finished position to second position. Now our teacher said, bend your knees a little and straighten them again. Good. You just did a plie. I learned a plie means bent in French. Putting ballet steps together is called a combination. That day, I did my first ballet combination. I felt so proud. During one class, my ballet teacher put her sweatshirt in the middle of the floor. Then she leaped over it. That is a grandite, she said. Now you will try it. When I leapt across the floor, I felt like I was flying. I loved the feeling of the grandite because my favorite step. I learned more steps with each lesson. I did a lift that made me look like a cat with hot feet. I laughed when I learned that it was called a pasty cat, or cat step. Every day I practiced new steps and combinations. When I was 7.5 years old, my teacher decided that I was ready to dance on my toes. This is called dancing on point. I need to buy special shoes to dance on point. My new point shoes are silky soft, and beautiful. When I put them on my feet, I look like the ballerina in the cover of the magazine. Now, I practice harder than before. Soon, I was dancing on point on the stage. Chapter 6. My first nutcracker. When I was 8 years old, I auditioned for the Nutcracker. I looked for black children in the party since of the video that I owned, but I didn't see any. I worried that I would not get chosen for the Nutcracker. When I went to audition, I danced my very best. I hoped that I would be cast on a party girl or Pellicino. One of the little children who danced out from under Mother Guinega's dress. At the end of the audition, the Nutcracker director gave each of us an envelope. Do not open this until you get downstairs, he warned. My knees shook all the way down the steps. Finally, I reached the first floor and opened the envelope. When I saw the word party girl and Pellicino girl, I thought I would faint. That year, I had a thrilling time dancing in the Nutcracker. Best of all, I decided that if I could be a black party girl and a black Pellicino girl, then someday I could surely be a Black Sugar Plum Fairy. Chapter 7. In front of a camera. One day, I got a phone call from a movie producer named Bess Kergman, who wanted to make a movie about ballet. It's a documentary, Bess explained. I would like to be in it, Michela. I was shy, so at first I said, no thank you. Mama said, Bess's film will give you a chance to show the world that black girls can be ballerinas. There are few possibilities black ballerinas. Many people have never seen a black ballerina, so I thought about what Mama said. Then I changed my mind. Yes, I told Bess. I would like to be in your film. Bess and her film crew followed me around the cameras. Then filmed me practicing ballet and dancing in a big competition in New York City called the Youth America Grand Prix. During the competition, I injured my left ankle. I felt hot and swollen, and I wasn't sure I would be able to dance. I decided to continue anyway and end up winning the scholarship to the famous Jacqueline Kennedy Honor School of the American Ballet. American Theaters in New York City. People all over the world saw Bess's movie, which is called First Position, and it won many important awards. Some people who saw the film wanted to know more about me. They invited me to be on television programs and feature me in magazines. They asked me questions about being a black ballerina. I was still shy, so sometimes it was hard for me to answer the questions. Then I would remember the many messages that kids everywhere sent to me after they saw a First Position. One girl wrote, "You are a hero." Other wrote, "I want to grow up to dance like you." Messages like these made me feel brave. Maybe I could inspire other kids to study ballet, just as the women in the magazine picture have inspired me. Chapter 8. A Dream Comes True. My dream has come true. I am now a real ballerina, a professional dancer. That means I dance for a living. My favorite step is still the grand jet. Many people called me Ballerina Who Flies. I have been lucky to dance wonderfully roles in many different ballets. I have even danced the role of the Sugar Plum Fairy in the Nutcracker. My dancing has taken me to many countries. Sometimes I dance on grand stages. Other times I dance in small auditoriums. Once I even performed in a barn. I've danced for rich people and poor people, for all ages and races. Dancing brings me great joy. I love knowing that my dancing also brings joy to others. I have learned not to be shy. When I travel, I enjoy talking to people, especially children. Many kids ask me, how can I make my dream come true? I tell them, it doesn't matter if you dream of being a doctor, a teacher, a writer, or a ballerina. Every dream begins with one step. After that, you must work hard and practice every day. If you never give up, your dream will come true. The end.